Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at Genesect in the Great League here, and it's kinda a special one because yesterday evening, for whatever reason, Niantic decided to give this Pokemon a new move. And it's Techno Blast, and you might think, okay, Techno Blast has been basically revealed for all the other versions already, but never for the first one that ever got released, which didn't have a specific disc. And now we get Techno Blast for this Pokemon as well, which means this is Techno Blast Normal. You can only get this for like the ones that don't have a disc in the back there. This one has like a yellow one or whatever it is in the back where you, like, it's just the standard version. And trying to get it in Great League is basically impossible at this point of time. You had two chances to get it. One was a paid version, one was like a event that was like later on, like literally just a half a year later, and that was free. I have two of them. Here I have one that I also gave the new move, and you see already a one-shot one thing there with the magnet bomb. This thing is super squishy, but does a lot of damage, so it's kind of fun to use as well. Techno Blast, I don't know how much damage it does more than Magnet Bomb, but I just used it here, for example, for fun to just showcase it. That's the normal version of Techno Blast. It's just like this white beam. There was like an ice crystal for the chill drive version, but yeah, we see here the Medicham against the Swampert. Our team is a Medicham in the lead. We have our Sayswap here, which is usually the Walrein. Here I go into my Steel type against this Bug type, which I thought would be a good idea, and then I realized, okay, maybe it wasn't. And I go straight for the Techno Blast, thinking maybe they don't shield this. That would be funny. They did. That was my first battle that I played in general with this team. So, yeah, Magnet Bomb is just barely not enough to KO the Speed Drill, and we will see that they can go for Dragon, which will be enough to KO us, but it's fine because we have two good answers against the Pokemon that they had in the lead, so it should be okay. Yeah, we have the safe swap of the Walrein here. I think even the normal Walrein is better than the Shadow version here, but like I'm fine with the Shadow version. And this is basically to deal with the flying types, as you have still a Steel type in the back that can deal with flying types, but also just bait out stuff like, I don't know, G-Fisk, which you cannot deal with, or also Bastion, which you cannot deal with the Genesect. You see here the Genesect has a moveset that cannot hit any kind of Steel type, which is kind of a problem sometimes if you really get into that. But this is basically what you kind of want to bait out with the Walrein, while the Walrein still has some coverage against it, even though the typing itself, the Ice typing, is not really good against Steel types. So this team seems to be very balanced. In my first set that I played with this team, I went 4-1, which is kind of nice. The other ones were like kind of mediocre, I think a 2-3 and a 3-2, but still this worked out way better than expected. And I had some nice booms with the Techno Blast Genesect here in the Open Great League, as we see the 1 HP and a Dreamer here with our Medicham against the Azumarill. And that was a crazy one, as we see the next opponent we have Medicham against the Victory Bell here. That's a horrible lead. We're gonna stay in here. We can go for one Ice Punch. This Ice Punch is going to allow us now to get the first shield of the opponent. We're gonna swap out immediately into our Walrein. We put the Pokemon basically into range where we can farm down. As we see an Alolan Ninetales coming in, we go ahead, go for the big Earthquake. Can we let it move through? No, they're gonna shield this up, and we're going to be able to go now for a big Magnet Bomb before they can even reach their charge move here. Magnet Bomb comes through, easily one-shot this thing. It's double super effective stab, and from a Pokemon with a high attack stat, that's insane. As we get debuffed here and they cannot farm us down in time. We see the opponent's last Pokemon. It's going to be a Deoxys, and I make a crucial mistake here, as I wasn't sure anymore about like Great League matchups, Medicham against Deoxys. I didn't know how much if Psychic would do, and I thought, okay, I should be able to get to 2 Ice Punches here. I'm so close to them. Like, there's no way that they already are at a super, it's a Psycho Boost, but they were. And you see here, one Psychic would have easily KO'd this. This was all my fault. I would have won this game if I just played it better. But yeah, this is how that happens. Like in general, analyzing your own gameplay and realizing your own mistakes is the thing that is really the most important stuff to try to climb and go Battle League and try to get better at the game. If you don't, like, if you're blind for your own mistakes, it will not help you in the long run. Here, I go for the bait, which wasn't really necessary, and my opponent goes for no bait, which was a smart move of them. I go for no bait as well, as they're gonna shield this move up, and I was like, okay, they most likely gonna go for an Ice Punch now, which is going to be horrible for me. But they're actually not. They're going for the Psychic as well. We can shield this up and we can go for our own version here. And do they let this move go through? They do. We can realign, and our entire team is good against the Swiler, so I'm pretty fine with this. As they go into a Mew, I should have swapped out here already, in my opinion, into the Genesect, but I didn't, because I kind of forgot what we had really in the back there. It's late already, okay, it's late. We can go for still one Magnet Bomb here with our Genesect. I'm gonna expect them to swap out now, and they're going to swap out. We can go into our NiRiain here. We can go for one Icicle Spear to KO this, but we're going to farm up extra first. We want to get the 2 moves so we can throw immediately against Mew. And I remember now that I also forgot my game plan in the middle of the game again. And I didn't throw immediately against Mew for whatever reason. I don't know why I didn't throw here. It doesn't make any sense at all. I could have just farmed it down afterwards with the Genesect. But hey, I do sometimes mistakes, and this game in general was kind of a mistake. But it doesn't matter, because we're still going to be able to win this game, as the NiRiain got to the move still in time, and we can KO this thing, as we see the next opponent with a very decent lead for us with the big Empoleon. And the Pokemon here that comes in is the Pokemon where we have literally 0 answers for. Alolan Marowak. What do we have for this? We have our NiRiain. And it's not really the best answer, because our moves are resisted, theirs are neutral, but also our lead wasn't really the best one. And in the back we have a Bug and a Steel type, which is only having a 1 weakness, and that's Fire. And of course we have a Fire Spin version here against us, as we can still go for the Icicle Spear spam. And here it kind of showcases how stupidly OP NiRiain just is. Doesn't matter if like everything is resisted here, we're still going to be able to clutch this here. We have 1 shield advantage, and we have the Genesect now against the Sableye. Well, this is horrible actually, because unlike other Genesects, you cannot go for a Techno Blast here because it's the normal type. So we have to go for the Magnet Bomb, which doesn't do enough really to threaten this thing. I cannot get to my move in time. They can go for their move now. I have to shield something, and I'm going to shield this Foul Play. It does less than the Drill Peck, but I have to shield one thing anyway. At the end of the day, they would be just able to farm me down if I just let the move go through. So it doesn't really matter, and they can still get to another move here. I don't think I really misplayed it. It was just here that the Genesect was just too squishy for this kind of scenario. Like, it is kind of what you can expect sometimes, that stuff like this doesn't really work. We've seen a lot of Azumarill right now. I can also want to make another video about Azumarill as well. In general, you're going to see most likely double uploads over this week, because we have like double the amount of sets, and I kind of want to give some very good teams and very cheap teams for you to climb, for the people who still have to climb the last final ranks. I'm still going to try to also do some theme teams and some meme teams, but mainly I'm going to try to showcase very good teams over the next couple of like days in general. And we also have the championship going on right now. I'm most likely going to try to make a reaction on the finals on Saturday. That's also going to be fun. So stay tuned for this. Going to be very nice. As we bait the Azumarill here, we're gonna get the shield, but we're gonna go down at the end here, which is not going to be the nicest thing. As we go straight into our Genesect, we go straight for the big Techno Blast, which I'm pretty sure does more than the other move here. It's pretty sure does so much more than the what's it called, the Magnet Bomb. Magnet Bomb is actually a pretty solid move. Like, it's a really, really solid move. I think it's 40 energy for 80 damage or something. It's pretty decent, especially with Stab. Well, it's like 45 energy, I think. As we see here, the Altaria in the back. There's one way where we can win this if they're going to shield up this Ice Punch and can still get to another one, but they are not going to do this, so we're going to lose this game as they still have a shield, and I have to get to 2 moves here, and they are already up energy, so yeah, this is going to be it. But never mind, we can still go for 1 Ice Punch here, and we're going to be able to KO this Azumarill, winning us this game, as again, like, it didn't really look like we would be able to. As we see a Trevenant in the lead, there was one game where I really threw something weird against the Trevenant, but I don't know if it was this game. As we see a Celio in the back. Very cool Pokemon. Is actually most likely would win against the NiRiain here in every normal scenario, as they are not taking my bait here. It's kind of sad, as they go for 1 Body Slam, and as they're gonna put me into a range where they would be even able to farm me down after this one. So we can go ahead, go for 1 big Earthquake. They can shield this up, and they can get so much energy here, and they're in such a good spot. that it doesn't really look too good for us, as we can still farm them down here with our Medicham, getting some extra energy for the potential matchups later on. But they can go ahead, go for another body slam here, putting us into the yellow health, as we gonna see the opponent going into the Trevenant again, and I go for the Psychic. That's what I mean here. Why did I do this? I have Ice Punch, but we will see that we can still do some nice damage here with our Genesect, getting the shield down here from them with the Shadow Ball. At least they didn't bait me here, and we see another Warring coming in, which was kind of what you can expect. If you see a Celio, there is always a Warring in the back, because why the hell would you otherwise use the Celio? It doesn't make sense. We see the big Techno Blast hitting here, so we can just farm down this Warring now after this nice move here with our Medicham, and we should be able to shield this move up here, and we should be able to get the farm down done before they can get to another one, and we are also able to just barely get to the Ice Punch, which would be way easier if I just threw the Ice Punch prior. But it's fine. As we see the next opponent, we see the Trevenant just again. Let's see if we can do it better this time. They go into a 98 against our Warrain, and we're going to go ahead and bait this move here with the Icicle Spear. Let's see what they're gonna do. Do they want to shield this? They do not want to shield this. And we can go for the big Earthquake. Do they want to shield this time around? That would be very bad for us, and it is very bad for us. We can go ahead, go into our Medicham now and try to get some extra energy, because we know there is a Trevenant in the in the lead there. The Medicham will not have any play whatsoever for me. I'm going to have now one Ice Punch, which might help me in the later on, but we have to go now into our Genesect. They go into the Trevenant, and we can go ahead and go for one big Magnet Bomb. Hopefully they bait me with the Seed Bomb. Good bait there from them. And they go for another move here, which I didn't count at this point of time, I'm honest. It was another Seed Bomb. I don't think it could have been even the Shadow Ball, but who knows? We will see that the Magnet Bomb gonna hit. They're going to go ahead and go into the Azumarill on the back. We can go ahead, go for one more Magnet Bomb, but this game seems to be over. There is not a lot that I can do here, really, as they can just go for the full farm down, and I just decide to surrender this game here. As the next opponent gonna try to catch me there. Nice bug catcher cosplay, as we see the Victory Bell again. We are double resisting those Razor Leaves from the Victory Bell, and they still do as much damage as my Fury Cutters, which are neutral and stab. Very nice, but yeah, we can at least get to our moves a little bit faster than them. They go for the Leaf Blade, which is very nice, because I think they would have won this matchup at least if they would go for the Acid Spray, because I think they would be able to farm me down, which is crazy, but they're gonna let this move go through. We go for a big Magnet Bomb against this Bastion incoming here as well. As we go ahead and go for our Medicham, we see the Trevenant coming in, and I swap very late, which is going to hurt us a little bit, but actually I don't think it really does matter too much. I know that we would be able to outspeed the Trevenant in the second scenario there, like to the second move, if we would be on a neutral lead matchup, but they win CMP anyway, and as soon as they have a one move advantage, they're always gonna win the CMP, or like the race to the moves as well, so it doesn't really matter too much. We can still go for one Ice Punch, KO this thing, and we see the Bastion coming in here, which we can completely farm down with double super effective counters from this Medicham. Also, you're going to be able to encounter the pre-evolution of Medicham during the new event coming up. Also, we had just Spotlight Arrow around this, so a lot of people want to see some teams with Medicham as well, I think. So here we go. I might even make a version of this team as well without the Genesect in the back, which would work better if you want something in the back that would work better. Most likely Registeel, maybe Bastion. I think Bastion might even have some more play, because you're gonna get out the Registeel anyway with the Warrain if you have the fighter in the lead. And I think like having Warrain as a safe swap is kind of underrated to get Pokemon out of the way, like Steel types, because you still have Earthquake and they're still gonna swap into you for your backline. So I think the combination between Medicham and the Warrain safe swap is a very good thing right now. And I think the Bastion in the back would make it perfect, as we see some more Focus Blast by this Registeel. I'm going to try to farm down. That will never happen. The Genesect was way too weak with the Fury Cutter, which were resisted of course, but still one turn move usually does a lot of damage. But Furica does kinda trash in terms of damage output. We can still go for big Techno Blast. Going to put this thing into a right health. Can we farm down afterwards? We see the Ice Beam coming through. As we can try to farm it all the way down, we will be able to actually do this. As we see the red GCL coming back, and we can KO this thing real quick with one Magnet Bomb. And we will see the opponents, Sableye, coming back in here. They do not want to take this Magnet Bomb. We can go for one big Ice Punch, doesn't do enough. We can go for another one, doesn't do enough. And let's see if we can get to another one here. It's going to be close, but we can't. We're gonna lose this final game here. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of your day. Genesect is fun, and we now have the new move Techno Blast on it. Very cool. Bye.